Today is March 20th, which is the equinox. And tomorrow is the first day of spring, which is the Persian New Year. And the Persians, currently known as Iranians, the New Year goes back into the Zoroastrianism, the followers of Zoroaster or Zarathustra, 3,000 years ago. And the Persians started their this particular tradition that the New Year begins with the first day of the spring. And I believe that this may be in other traditions too. I guess I'm thinking pagans were celebrating their New Year on the first day of spring, but that makes sense in so many ways, that the first day of, or the New Year begins with the first day of spring, and everything starts. And all the trees, all the vegetation, supposedly you're in a four-season region, everything starts to bloom and open up and come out, and life starts to flow again, and the weather changes, and the harsh winter ends, and you smell the spring, a nice light spring rain, and comes, and the weather changes, and everything starts to happen all over again. So anyway, we want to just congratulate everyone who celebrates the New Year on the first day of spring all over the world. And here we are broadcasting from Los Angeles. And I'm happy that once again we're able to do our broadcast. Here we are in this moment together. So, why don't we do our meditation that we normally do? And we do a simple meditation. We just simply sit comfortably, whether you're sitting, you're lying down, or you are standing up, it doesn't matter. However, whatever that works for you. And you just sink in within yourself. Very effortlessly, you come back to your own center. This is the center. You can imagine this is your own center. You can imagine that there's a column, a pipe, a conduit running through your body, as if connecting all your chakras to each other. And you bring your attention to your own center. And your center is where doesn't move. The center is fixated to one point. There's no movements there. So this is a place that from this place you can see everything. This is a place that is not affected by anything. And we call it the center. It's very still. And you can lean against it. You can use this, whether it's your imagination or if it's your experience. You can always refer back to your own center. It's the center of yourself. And in the center of yourself, nothing is going on. In the center of yourself, there is no movements. There is no problem. There is no identification to the thoughts or identification to your emotions. Your center is never affected by anything. So you simply connect to your own center and bring your attention there. So go ahead and bring your attention to your own self. to your own center. And as you do this, your mind quiets down. And it should be done very effortless. There should not be any effort, not really trying to make something happen. You just simply allow this to take over. You simply connecting to this place effortlessly. Doesn't require you trying to stop your mind. Doesn't require you to think of anything specific. You don't need to use any mantras. You don't need to visualize anything. There's no need to think of something or not think of something. This is completely effortless. All you have to do is one simple thing. Bring your attention to one point within yourself without trying. And take a deep breath. And just breathe in into the space. Again, I'm going to repeat myself one more time. Do not try to do any kind of positive thinking, visualization, mantra, or anything. Simply be. Simply stay in your own center. Dive into your own center. Effortlessly. If you're trying, you're going the wrong direction. If you're trying to do something, you're doing it wrong. There's no trying here. You're simply allowing things to be. Take a deep breath. And as you're just simply sitting comfortably, we'd like you to bring your hands close to your chest area. And you can put your hands on your heart, on your chest, and feel the presence, feel the energy. Feel the connection of your hands on your chest. Bring your attention to this area. And as you are just doing this, I would like you to move your hands, hold your hands parallel to each other. Imagine that you have a sponge ball in between your hands. You're holding sponge ball and you're pressing against the ball. And as you're pressing against this ball, you can feel the resistance. You can feel you are not able to press this any further. Either your hands, you're feeling tingling, or they get hot and cold. As you feel this energy between your hands, I would like you to turn your hands inwards towards your chest area. And as you're bringing your hands closer to your chest, feel this energy. You're not touching your body with your hands. You're simply bringing your hands close to your chest, to your heart chakra area. And you can feel there's an energy field between your hands and your body. And you can feel that. You can feel the presence, the being, the presence of yourself. You can feel your soul. You can touch your soul. You come in contact with your higher self. You can feel that there is an electricity, there's a movement, there's communication between your body and your hands through this energy field. Chemical reactions taking place. An energy field is pulsing. There is movement. Your mind quiets down. And now I would like you to imagine this energy field that you're experiencing, this movement that you're experiencing. I would like you to turn on a light within your heart chakra. Switch on a light. And I would like you to see the light, this ball, this sponge ball that you were imagining. This light is in the form of like a sponge ball. And it's shining through your heart. And the light is coming out of your heart. And as you're having your hands close to your heart chakra area, you can feel the heat of this light touching your hands, affecting your hands. This light is pressing against your hands. And this light, which is kind of like a ball, it's expanding. A ball of light is keeping expanding and expanding. And it's taking over your body. And this light that comes from the very center of yourself, is coming from your own heart, has taken over your body. And now you can't feel the boundaries of your own body. You've become pure light. You are light, pure light. And as you're just in this state of being pure light, I would like you to repeat after me. I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive everybody
I forgive everybody.
because I'm love.
Because I'm love.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm light.
Because I'm God.
Because I'm God.
That's why I love myself.
That's why I love myself.
And I forgive myself.
And I forgive myself.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
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 Yes.
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 Yes. Feel this light that is coming out of your heart. This love, this light has purified you, cleansed you. And now you are the source of light. You're the source of love. This love and light is expanding, has gone beyond the boundaries of your body, has taken over your house, your apartment, your living space. Your entire living space has become a ball of light. An orb of light. And all of that is coming out of your heart. Now you can see that this light is expanding and taking over the entire region that you live in. The entire city that you live in is taken over by this light, by this purity, by this love. Transforming anything that touches immediately. Illuminating any darkness. And purifying anything and anyone it touches. Now this light continuing to expand and has taken over the continent that you live in. It's ever expanding, moment by moment, transforming anything that it touches. The light continues to expand and has taken over the planet Earth. Now the entire planet Earth is a ball of light, a ball of love. The light keeps expanding. And going beyond our solar system. And it keeps expanding and expanding. And all of this time, the source of it is your own heart. You're the very source, the source of it. Slowly, slowly come back. Come back here. Slowly, slowly come back. Come back to your center. The power of meditation is beyond our imagination. When we do come back to our own center through meditation, however is this simplicity or the complicated style of meditation is, it doesn't matter. But at any moment that you decide to come back home, you switch your attention from the other world and you simply bringing your attention to your own center by shifting. Everything quiets down. Everything calms down. All the cloud begin to disappear. The world that we're in relationship with, that seems to be so important, that its problems, they seem like so impossible to solve, and they really affect you and upset you. That world that is affecting you so strongly, as you're meditating and bringing your attention back to your own center, switching the mind, projection of the mind on the other world, you're bringing the mind to one-pointedness and bringing your attention to that which is aware, that which is watching. And you bring your attention to that part of yourself. And then there is no agenda. Because when you bring your attention inwards to this side, there is nowhere to go and there's nothing to do. Because it's already complete. You're bringing your attention to who you are in your own center, which is completely awakened already. To the Buddha, to the enlightened one. And the enlightened one is not trying to do anything. It doesn't want to go anywhere. It doesn't need to prove anything. It's already awakened. It already has merged in with the source. It's already the source. So there's nothing to prove and nothing to figure out or reach. It's already there. So when you bring your attention inwards and you connect with yourself, you can call it the source, you can call it your soul, whatever name you want to put to it, whatever name that attracts you and you fancy. It doesn't matter the name. But what it does is you immediately begin to feel a different quality of yourself. You begin to calm down, quiet down. And what happens as your attention goes inwards towards the center of yourself? So now your attention is going away from the objects. You're taking your attention away from the objects. The world outside of you, with what is happening in it, you're taking your attention away from that. You're bringing your attention to one pointedness within yourself. And you're taking your attention away of the world within, your thoughts and your emotions. You're taking your attention away from your thoughts and your emotions, which are objects as well. We have objects outside of ourselves. We have objects within ourselves. The objects that are passing through your mind, which is your thoughts. The objects that passing through you, which is your emotions. They're passing through. They're not there all the time. They're there, they come and go. And if they come and go, therefore, they're objects. Because they come and go. So, as your attention goes inwards to the source, then it's like the clouds are opening up, the fog is going away. Because most of our lives, we live in a fog. It's dusty. And we're not trying to navigate through a dusty situation, a stormy situation. We're trying to navigate into the fog. And therefore, we keep bumping our head against different things. We stumble, we fall down, and we ultimately suffer. Because we're not clear. Well, when you meditate with the right guidance and you bring your attention inwards, not to what is being perceived, not your attention is not on the world or what is going on inside in the world, or your attention is not on your content of your thoughts or what you feel. You have taken your attention away from your thoughts and your emotions, and you're bringing your attention to the one-pointedness, to that which observes the thoughts, that which observes the emotions. So you're bringing your attention to the observer, not what is being observed. And as you're doing that, everything calms down. Everything becomes quiet. As if, I use a metaphor, as if the cloud is going away. The fog is going away. And then your attention comes to yourself. And yourself, your own center, is quiet. There's no stories. There's nothing happening. It doesn't need any healing. It doesn't need anything. It's just still. Your attention goes within, and within is like this. It's calm, collected, and quiet. There's no anxiety. There's no fear. There's no depression. The real you is free. The real you is not depressed. It's not in fear. It's not in anxiety. It's not lost in the world. The real you is the Buddha. The real you is awakened. The real you is free. You just don't know it. Because you think the real you is your thoughts. you think the real you is your emotions. And we think the other world, the world we're perceiving, can bring us comfort, can bring us peace. So we are trying to manipulate things in the world to work, to go in our way. So we can be peaceful, we can be happy, but it's impossible. You can fix things to be in your way for a short period of time, but then they all fall apart. It will go your way for a short period of time, and then it goes its own way. And then you suffer. Because that's not where freedom is. Freedom is not in things going your way. That's not where freedom is. That's a relative freedom. It's depending on something else. The real freedom doesn't have any conditions. It doesn't matter what happens. When you're free, you're free. It's not depending on circumstances. Oh, well, if, my real estate deal goes through, then I won't stress anymore. If my ex comes back and marries me again or moves back in with me, then everything's going to be fine. Well, that's not freedom. That's slavery. It's an illusion of freedom, but it's not real. Freedom has no conditions. It's unconditional. You're unconditionally free, always. It doesn't matter where you are. You can even be in a cage, but you're free. Or you could be living in a mansion and you be in a cage because you're worried all the time. You live in anxiety and fear of everything. That's not freedom. And we want to be free. That's what we're interested in. We want to be free. That's what I wanted it, to be free. And that's what I teach and share with you to help you become free forever. Ever. Not just for a month or two. Forever. Being free forever. By finding our own true identity. Recognizing who we really are. And keeping our focus on ourselves. On that part. I'm not talking about keeping the focus not to be narcissist. No. I'm talking about recognizing who you are, your origin, your mission, and keeping your attention on that and not getting lost in the world of Maya, the world of illusion. If you're going to work on things going your way, and that's how you're going to be happy, then you're in trouble. Because things don't have to go my way to be happy. Yeah, of course. When things go my way, in the relative reality, we're happy. But true happiness has nothing to do with that. True happiness is discovering this place inside ourselves, which is still. Discovering this place inside ourselves, which is love, which is free, which there is no activities, it's very still. You're just completely still. and you can feel the presence of yourself. You can feel the love, the bliss of the being, of her majesty, the supreme soul, the supreme love, which emanating from yourself, which is here all the time. We just have to stop the madness. We just have to stop chasing. Stop and bring your attention inside. Just stop everything. Everything. Bring your attention inside. And every time you do that, you can feel and touch yourself. You can feel, you can see your beautiful self, because love and bliss will show itself. You experience your own love, your own bliss, your own freedom immediately. Its effects are immediate. All you have to do is stop. I can't tell you how many friends I have in spiritual world, people I work with. They come to me and they're saying, you know, we start talking about work. These are people who are therapists or spiritual leaders, and they're recognized, and they do a lot of work, light working work. But I can't tell you how many of them are caught up in political issues, on health, talking about how polluted is our food, how polluted is the air, how polluted. I can't believe how much their focus is on stuff in the world, and coming to me and talking about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Donald Trump is doing this, and blah, blah, blah. And I can just see their minds so busy and they're so identified with the world, or so worried about chemtrails, or so worried about the water, or so worried about fluoride into food or water, so worried about a lot of different things in the other world. And it, you know, it's really good to be conscious of it and to be aware of it, because we don't want to be robots as we have been in the past. But I don't want to be involved in the world, a world that's not real, a world that activates my mind, a world that makes me become a slave of it. I don't want to have anything to do with it, because it's not real. Because when it's not real, you know why it's not real? Because when I stop and I bring my attention inside, I always find one thing which is real. There's always bliss. There's the love. There's the freedom. Because my mind stops, there's no thoughts. And as my mind stops, my heart opens up and I feel total bliss. And when I'm in this place of complete bliss and expansion and love, it's very clear to me that all is very well. All is very well. Everything is in very good hands. The boss, the supreme soul, knows what she's doing. She's been in business ever since the ever since. She's been running the show before you and I were born, and she's going to be running the show way after you and I are gone. And I trust her. So I leave her business to her, and I mind my own business. And when I quiet and I don't think, I sink back inside myself and I'm in her arms completely. I see myself completely in her arms, in pure love and pure light. So that's what I'm sharing with you. That's what I would like you to discover too. Because I would like you to come to this place too. I would like you to find this for yourself. It doesn't matter how many times I tell you about it. It's nonsense and it's meaningless unless you experience it for yourself. And you realize that it's always here. The connection with your divine soul, divine self, connection with God, with the Spirit, it's always here. It's not something you need to go to Himalaya. You have to go to Bali. You got to go to India. You have to go sit with your guru in another place. You have to lose some weight. You have to change your career. You have to change your lover. You have to change your hairstyle. You have to change your clothing. There's nothing you need to do for it. The connection is always here, within. It can't be any better than that. This is like the big bang. This is like you went to Las Vegas and you won $5 million. Because the connection is within yourself. You don't need any internet company to connect you. All you have to do is one simple thing. Stop and bring your attention inwards. And you discover it within yourself. And it's calm, quiet, just like that. And on top of it, there's no fear. On top of it, there's no anxiety. Can you imagine living a life free from fears and anxiety? Can you imagine that? You're living a life that you're free from future uncertainties. You're living a life that you don't go thinking about your past all the time or what has happened to you. Can you imagine that? We've gotten used to this suffered mind so much that we can't even imagine what it's like being free from it. And then when you meditate and you go deep within yourself, you get a very good taste of yourself, taste of the love, taste of the potential which is here, of what's waiting for us. And then, we come out of the meditation, we get involved in the world, and then we come and say, well, I lost it. I had it, I lost it. That's basically what happens. Wow, it was fantastic when I was in this retreat in Costa Rica. Zarathustra, I was in Ore. That 10 days I was with you was perfect. It was amazing. But then I had to go back to Stockholm or Belgium or wherever, and I lost it. You can never lose it. Never, ever. It's always with you. Always. It has nothing to do with being somewhere else or leaving a place, because this is within yourself and it goes with you wherever you go. Once you discover it within yourself, then you realize it's permanent. Surely this is worth investigating. Surely we have nothing to lose by looking into this, by giving it a try. What do you have to lose? You don't have to change anything in your life. You don't have to spend money for it. But you have to give up something for it. You do. There is something you have to give up. There's something I ask you to give up. And I know it's scary for you to do that. Because I'm going to ask you to give up something that you're very dearly attached to from childhood. And you've been hanging on to it all of your life. And even though that is the cause of your suffering, but somehow you don't want to let it go. Even though that is like a knife going into your heart and hitting the nerves and cutting through and creates pain, but you don't want to let it go. But I'm going to ask you to let this one go. You know what that is? Anyone? Anybody? Do you want me to share that with you? What is it you need to let go? What is it so much dearly you are hanging on to? And you're willing to kill people? You're willing to die for? Well, let me tell you what that is. Your ideas. You have to let go of your ideas. You have to let go of things you think you know. Let them go. Whatever ideas you have. Because that's what keeping you in the prison. Your ideas. Whatever it is. Your ideas of God. Your ideas of past lives. Your ideas of what's going to happen in the future. Your ideas of reincarnation. Your ideas of religion. Your ideas of spirituality. Your ideas of government. Your ideas of relationship. Your ideas of love. You have to let them go. Because wisdom doesn't have ideas. Wisdom doesn't have direction. Wisdom doesn't have an agenda. Pure wisdom is free. It's directionless. It doesn't have a direction. Coming to wisdom. You suffer because of your ideas, because you're so attached to an idea of how something should be, of how life should be, of how things should be. And when they're not going in that direction, you're so passionate and you're so angry and you're willing to go to wars, to war, to kill, because it's opposing your way of thinking. Because it's insulting your prejudice. Because it's not going with the way you thought things should be, that you've been told. How about if you have no ideas? How about if you're just naked? How about if you're here in this moment in life and you adopt this way of being in life of, I don't know anything. I'm just like a baby. I have no idea. I don't know. And just living like that. I don't know. But that which knows runs the show. I don't need to know. I can just simply be without any ideas of how things should be, how spirituality should be, how da 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 should be. Without the idea, I need to meet my soulmate and la 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 la. I da 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 da. And you free yourself. Whatever it is. Just look at it. I want you to take your time and look. Pay attention. In this, between this week and next week when we're having our next academy, just take a look of everything that you're holding special and sacred to yourself. Any idea that you're really hanging on to it, and that's how you think things should be. Otherwise, it's not right. And see, can you free yourself from this, from these? Can you come to pure wisdom? Because wisdom, it simply is. It doesn't have any ideas. It's free. It doesn't have any directions. It just is. Simply here, right now. Here, right now. Without any directions, without any agendas. Right now. In this moment, independent moment. I want you to look at it. Examine it for yourself. Don't believe what I'm telling you. Okay? I'm not asking you to believe what I'm saying. Doubt what I'm telling you. Always examine it for yourself. But I would like you to find that out for yourself. Just examine, take a look. This moment, which is completely independent, it has nothing to do with your past, because your past is past, it's gone. It's only memory in your mind. That's all it is. And no one really gives a shit about your past, by the way. Nobody gives a shit what has happened in your past except you. You're the only one who cares. Nobody else cares. Because you don't care about someone else's past either. And why should you? So, and it's gone. And you have no clue what's going to happen next. Zero. As much as you're really trying to figure it out or manipulate it and get an idea of it, you have no clue. None. Zilch. And of course, for the mind, that's a big blow to the mind. What do you mean? Of course I know where I'm going. Of course I know what's happening. No, I'm sorry, honey. You have no idea. You don't even know if you're going to be alive in the next 30 seconds. That's another thing, by the way. So you have no clue. Zero. So what if we free ourselves from both? Get out of that prison, and you're here. And here in this moment, independent from all these garbage, what is happening here with you? Check it out. Are you free right now? Check it out. independent moment right now. Are you free or you're in prison? And you will see for yourself, this moment is free. This moment is innocent because it doesn't have a story. Story is coming from the past. But if you detach this moment from the past, then what is it? Oh, what's going to happen? Well, that's a projection of the mind into an unknown future. And if you detach that too, then you sink into this moment. And what's here right now? What, are you worried? Is someone torturing you? Are you hungry? Do you have a roof over your head? Someone beating you up? What is happening right now? Right now. Right now, you can see it. There's nothing going on. You're free. And you want to go grab an idea, then you're going to put yourself back into the prison. Free yourself. Free yourself from this prison you're in. Because you've been a prisoner all of your life. I mean, when is this enough? And if you believe in past lives, then you've been a prisoner for thousands of lives. Slave. When are you going to free yourself? How many times do you want to do the same thing over and over again? When is enough is enough? When are you going to say that I'm done? I don't want to be a slave anymore. I want to be free. I want to live. I want to live my life. You can't live your life if you're still attached. You got to let it go. You have to detach yourself from ideas. All ideas. Holy ideas, spiritual ideas, whatever they are. It doesn't matter. They're all the same thing. Life doesn't have any ideas. Life simply is. It simply is. Life simply is happening in this moment. It doesn't have an idea. It doesn't have an agenda. It simply is. It's an expression that happens. And we are in this expression, and we get to experience the moments, or whatever that is. It's pleasant, it's not. Sometimes it's pleasure, sometimes it's pain. It doesn't matter. You get to experience it, and you move on. You don't make a story out of it. You simply experience what is happening in your life, and you move on. Then you see you're free. Then you don't suffer. Then you begin to really feel the love. And you feel blissed out. Anybody has any questions for me? No questions? Reza, you're very quiet. I'm gonna unmute you. You have any questions for me, Reza?
No, Zarathustra, thank you. No question. Actually, after the great workshop that I had with you 2 weeks ago. A lot of my questions were answered, and a lot of things really uh, renewed for me. It was a great workshop.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy you were there. It was a pleasure meeting you in person.
It was a pleasure for me to meet everyone, actually.
Yeah.
Briefly, I should mention that it was a great workshop and uh, a great workshop for to me. And my understanding was everyone in the class was very happy the whole time. And to be honest, I have attended a number of seminars and healing workshops in the past, but this one was really different. Uh, when I came there, my main goal to attend this workshop was not just to increase my knowledge, but I wanted to get some hands-on experience. And I should mention that all 4 days or 4.5 days were just practical sessions. Uh, in fact, I had seen a number of healing videos from you before, and to be honest, they were sort of a mystery to me that what's happening there. But now, after attending this workshop, uh, I feel very comfortable when I practice shamanic healing and psychic surgery. Now I understand what's going on, what's happening to me and outside if I want to work with other people. And one thing actually I would like to mention the vibration of the class. Those who believe in orbs like me, that I believe very much, they could easily touch the presence of those non-physical beings. So the uh, vibration of the class was enormous, a lot actually. Everybody could feel that, and that was a great experience. Thank you for conducting that workshop, and I hope that I can attend the future workshop. I did the level 1 and 2, and I'm looking forward to level 3 and 4.
Well, looking forward to seeing you again, my brother.
Sure, thank you.
Definitely added a lot of value to our group.
That's right. A lot of added value to me, actually. And I highly recommend everyone to attend that workshop. If you would like to do yourself a favor, just attend it without any judgment. Just go and attend that. That's a big experience in your life.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Reza. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
You've been with us before?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, welcome
Many
back.
times. Thank you.
You have any questions for me?
No, I just want to say thank you because I'm a storyteller. I have a lot of ideas and stories. I'm a rebel. I want to change the world. I'm busy all the time, and I'm angry with government, and I'm angry with people who do bad things. I create political parties. I go for peace walks and stuff. And now I'm actually very tired. So it was very freeing and very good to listen to this, what you said now. I think I really needed it.
I'm happy to hear that, my dear sister.
Yeah.
And you will be amazed that once you find inner love and inner peace, and the mind, you get away from the mind and you come to this heart center, you will be amazed that you can help humanity way more than the old methods that you had used before. You will have a much more powerful impact on your surrounding than going to the anger and coming from. You can still go out there and do demonstration. I'm not saying you don't.
No, that's kind of my conflict, because I am a heart person. I very much do everything. I'm an artist. I paint from my heart. No fixed ideas, just flow with my heart.
Right.
And then I feel this injustice in the world. I can see it clearly. And I want to do something to help or make an impact. and that also comes from my heart. And then it creates so many different feelings. I get disappointed with people, I get angry, it's so much injustice, and why should we just sit and wait and let them do this? I mean, Jesus, he went into with the Pharisees and run off the table and said, don't do this in here, go out. So I have this conflict of who am I then in the world if I just sit by and don't do anything, if I don't respond to what is happening.
Yes.
So this makes a conflict in my head. So yeah, I get frustrated with what is what, who am I then?
Right, right. Okay. Well, what it does, it activates your mind.
Yeah.
Right? So, and this dimension is a dimension of the mind. This world that we're seeing, that is a chaos, and there's a lot of injustice going on in this world, is a dimension of the mind. It's all thoughts.
Yeah.
And the more our minds are activated, the more we're going to experience a world of chaos. As you can see, and as we can all see, that the more advanced technology gets, the less inner peace we have, the more centeredness we have. Now we have more depression, we have more number of people who have anxiety and all kinds of mental, spiritual, and health issues than ever before.
Yeah.
Any other time in our history.
Yes.
I attribute that to the fact that we have entered into this age of technology, that there's a lot of electromagnetic waves floating in the air, and it's messing up with our minds. And also because we have access to instant news, and the job of the media is to pump up fear into the air. Fear, fear, fear. And what it does, it activates your mind. And it creates a busy, chaotic mind of what is going on in the world? Oh my God, da 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 da. And it just creates, it stares inside you the fear, the anxiety, the uncertainty. And it just keeps bringing these up. And the worse it gets, the more medication you take, the more reactionary you become. And what meditation does with the work we do is to bring us back away from, to take our attention away from the other world of the chaotic world, which is always there, is to bring and direct you back into your own center, to become centered, to come back home. And as you come back home through meditation, through guidance, through your teacher, through your guru, or whatever methods you have, whatever that is, and you come back to the center and you calm down, you come back here, and the heart opens and the love comes, and you start to feel the bliss, the joy. And then as you start to experience the love within, and you start to see, oh my God, all is well. Everything is actually okay. I'm fine. You calm down. And then your attention goes back in the outer world, and the same thing happens. Immediately, the fears and anxieties come. I remember I was in Norway, and I was taking a train, and there was a TV, I think it was an express train, it was a good train, and there was a TV monitor, and they were showing, this is like a few years ago, and they were showing men wearing all these white suits, and they were talking about some kind of I don't know, it was anthrax, or they were talking about some kind of disease or some kind of
Ebola.
yeah, it was something. They could be an attack by terrorism or whatever, and they could be spreading some kind of um, virus attack or whatever it was. And I'm just watching the news, and automatically I started to get all this anxiety and stress. And I teach this to other people around the world. And I'm just sitting there and looking, and I'm already, like, inside me starting to go like this.
Mhm.
So it's so clear to me that the world out there, it's very clear, the other world, the world we're perceiving, is not going to bring you any kind of inner peace. It's not going to bring you tranquility and balance. Its job is to stir things up inside you. And it's not going to, the way out is meditation. The way out is to come back and discovering the home, which is here, finding your own home within yourself, where the mind becomes quiet. And then the heart opens and the love shows itself. And you begin to touch yourself. And that's where you realize that all is well. Everything is in good hands, and there's nothing to worry about. And there's no other way. There's never been any other way to inner freedom. This is the only way there is. And no one's going to do it for you unless you do it yourself. Otherwise, you're lost in the Maya, and you just keep going around and around. And there's no salvation in it. It's just like that. So I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're doing the work, and you're recognizing that. And what had happened to you in the past, all the stuff you did was a part of your education. It was a part, you had to go in that direction. You don't want to beat yourself up why you got involved in those things. You had to go that direction to realize that it's not helping you. It's not bringing you peace. It's activating your mind. And it's not really helping anything. So you recognize this place. Well, now we have some contrast. We have experienced the extreme. We have gone that direction, and we know it doesn't work. So then we come back home and we find this place. And then you're like, yes, this is it. And through that, then you can teach it to other people and transmit it to other people. And that's the way we help. That's how we're going to transform the world. We want to see a world full of love and light for everybody and fairness. But we can't do it from a place of anger. We can't do it from a place of no meditation. We can't do it from a place that we have not mastered ourselves first. So we're acting from this place of we're reactionary. We react all the time. We can be triggered very easily. And that's not the way. You got to become the Buddha, and you have to master yourself first. And then operating from a still, quiet place. And then you can transmit it to so many people in your life will be touched by coming across you. And that's how we transform the world. So it's nice to have you all with me once again. Our next broadcast will be next week. I will be broadcasting from Sweden. We're going to change the time. I'm going to be broadcasting an hour earlier. So for Sweden, it's going to be 16 at 6 p.m. And for the Pacific Standard Time, it's going to be 9 a.m. in the morning. But I will be broadcasting next Tuesday from Stockholm. And just briefly, for those of you who are new, we're offering a fifth dimensional quantum healing training program, level 1 and 2, starting on March 29th. It's going to be during the Easter holiday, and we're offering a big discount for those who want to take the time and come and do this healing training program. We're offering a 35% discount on both levels. So it is an opportunity to be a part of this group. I don't think it's going to be a big group, so I'm going to be able to spend a lot of time with everyone and give you, all of you, a lot of attention. So energetically, I feel like it's going to be very quiet because it's during the Easter holiday, and I look forward to it. And that's going to be in Motala in Sweden. I think Motala is about 2.5 hours away from Stockholm. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to either email me at info@5thhealing.com or come on my website, Zarathustra.tv, or reach out via through Facebook, one of our Facebook pages. This broadcast is going to be it's recorded, and we're going to be posting it on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel and my website. So, and also we do email it to those of you who have joined us through the Zoom system, our webinar system. So you will get a copy of it emailed to you. I don't know if I missed out anything or not, but if anyone has anything wants to share with me, you're welcome to. We still have a couple of minutes before I finish our webinar. Otherwise, keep your question for next week. We have a Facebook page. It's an open page, Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. You're welcome to join our group and write your questions or share your experience with us. I will be at Harmony Messa. That's going to be the expo in Stockholm, and that's going to be April 7th and 8th. And I have a number of different events in Sweden. For that, you need to go on our website, Zarathustra.tv, and check out my upcoming events. I'll be in Sweden for 1 month, and then I go to Poland for 8 or 9 days. So anyway, reach out and connect with me. Sending you lots of love and look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste.